So we've got a M5 E39 2001. What we are going to be doing, gear selector. We're going to be changing it out for an E60 short shifter. We need to just take the old parts out, and then we'll be swapping it in for an E60 shifter. Here's your parts catalog, all the bushes and the shifter that we're going to be changing. These are all agents parts. So these small bushes, there's the nylon bush, there's your short shift E60, 273, there's your joint, and then we also got bush at the back as well. Okay, the main reason for replacing these arms on these older cars is the play that you get. You can see there's a lot of play that goes in the ball there, and that's the nylon bush on top there. There's a lot of play that you get through there. Also, if you follow it down, you'll see the ball in the front here as well. You get quite a bit of play in there. You get a very sloppy gear lever. To get the arm out, you need to release the mechanism in front here. You can see there's a locking pin here in front which holds the arm in place. To get in there, I normally use a small flat screwdriver, small flat, and you just slide it under the front, if we can get in there. And you just pull on it. There we go. You can see it locks in the corner here. There's a little locking tab that goes in there. There's the tab over there. Right, then you can just pull this out. Let's just get that out there. There we go. That pin comes out there. Okay. What I like to do is I like to take it across to the bench, and then I'll actually just bend that pin over there again. I'll bend that locking pin back down again so it'll lock again. Okay, to get the bottom rod out, we need to pull that little locking plate off there. Let's get a good look at that. And the locking plate of this one as well. They come off quite easy. You can just take a pliers, stick a plier across it, and then you just pull it up and it will pop out. And that will be the same for the other one as well. Let's see if we can go this way. Pull it out, and that should just basically push out there. Okay, once you've got those tabs off, you should just be able to pull it out. Sometimes it's easy, sometimes it's not. Let's see, there's a yellow washer on this one. Just take that across to the bench. There should be 2 yellow washers on that. Okay, I'm not sure, but I think when we put them back, you don't have to use this. I'll just check on the instructions. Alright, to get the back part of the arm out, there's a bush that's up against the chassis there. You'll see there's a little arrow on it. Let's see if we can get that. There's the arrow. It marks up. And you'll see on the side of the bush there's a slot. It's held in on the side of the bush there. So what you need to do, just take a medium-sized screwdriver, something that fits in the slot there. Take it, and then you just push it. If you watch carefully, you'll see it pop out. See, it pops to the side there, and then you'll just be able to pull it back. You can see it's loose now. Okay, we're inside the car now. We're going to remove the gear lever from the top. First thing you can do is just pull the surround, the rubber boot off. You can just push on the side so you'll feel there's little clips holding it in. You don't have to push too hard a lot of the time. You can just pull different directions and you'll actually feel it pops up on the side there. Okay, once it's popped up, the whole thing will come loose. You will see it's completely loose now. You can grab your gear lever. I've already loosened this one a little bit, but what you can have to do is pull very, very hard in the upward direction. So take it with a good firm grip, give it a nice pull, and then it should pop loose. Okay, once it pops loose, this one, the M5s, they've actually got the illuminated gear levers, so I'll put it on for you. Looks pretty cool. They've got the extra wire that runs down the inside here. Okay, so you'll spot that wire over there. You can just loosen that wire. Next thing you would need to do is actually then just pull that out the way. Grab your sound insulation. It's just a foam pad that's in here. You can just peel that out. And then there's the boot at the bottom here. This boot you can also just pry loose in the corners here and then pull it in the up direction. Okay, and then next I'm going to show you at the bottom how to get that nylon bush out as well. Okay, so what I ended up doing is from the top, the last thing I showed you was this boot over here. You can see it's got these lips, the two lips here. This one is on the inside and this one is at the bottom. I actually then just took this one and I just pushed it through down, and then obviously there's nothing holding it at the bottom anymore, so then the whole unit actually just drops out completely. What I've done as well is I've just lubricated this part of the shaft. I've just put some silicone on it, so we should be able to just pull this boot. You can pull this boot completely off. Alright, and now we need to get this part of the nylon, that nylon bush out, and replace that. We're going to be replacing the lever as well as that bush inside there. Okay, the other bushes we're going to be replacing is the two bushes over here. We'll be putting in new bushes, and then obviously the one at the back as well. We're going to change that one out as well. Okay, just focus on getting that bush out now. Okay, getting the gear lever apart. Right, so to get the bush out, there's actually a special tool that fits into these little notches here. There's 4 notches that sit in the corners here. Not sure if you can see that. That special tool then locks in there, and then you would turn it 90 degrees, or not even 90, a couple of degrees to the one side, and it would actually pop these little corners out. These corners are what holds it in place, and you will see it over there. That's what's holding that bush in place there. Because we've taken the whole thing out, we don't really need the tool. We're going to be changing the arm as well as the nylon bush, so we're not too crucial about how we get it out. I just normally use a screwdriver. I'll just take it and push it into one of the little square holes there. You can actually push it to one side. Just get it around this side quick. And then what you can also do is you can just take a hammer and also just knock it a bit, just to get that to start moving. You're basically just sliding it to the one side. Once it's moved out of the way, see it's almost out there. There we go. It's out of the way now. You can actually use the hammer and just knock it out. Like I say, we're not using this shaft again. We will be changing the shaft, and then we'll just pop out like that. Okay, not too difficult. Obviously I'm just going to give this a good clean. Then you will see the 2 notches there. That gets placed back in there. You'll see there's actually there's a little recess where it goes in. You'll place it in there, you'll push it down, and then you'll turn it back into its position again, and then it'll pop in there as well. So I'm just going to give this a clean quickly, and then I'll change the bushes as well. I'll just show you how we can maybe just press the bushes out as well. Just a quicker way of getting these bushes out, quite easy. Just take a 24 tube socket, put it on the one side. I've taken a threaded bar, just the 8mm that goes through the middle. I've put a nut on the one side, just make sure the nut actually fits inside there, that it doesn't catch the corners. And you can just take a ratchet and you can actually just start winding it through. The bushes are quite soft, so they do pull through quite nice and easily. Okay, you just put the two on top of each other and you should be able to get them out quite easily. They'll just slide all the way through into the actual socket on the other side. You can see it pulls through quite easily. So we've pretty much got the nylon bush out here. We've pressed out these two bushes. They've come out quite nicely. And then the back one here is quite easy. It should just slide off. You can just pull on it quite easily. It should just slide off quite nicely. Just remember which way it goes on. There will be an arrow on the inside there like I showed you earlier. Just to show you the difference in the two shifters, one is slightly shorter. You can see the one is slightly shorter than the other one. So this one comes out of the 645. You can just check the part number. You can order that, and it fits directly in place of the longer original M5 one. I'm just going to clean up all the parts and then we can assemble. Okay, everything is back together now. It's all nice and tidy, all nicely cleaned up. You will see that there's no more free play at the bottom here now. So I can actually take the gear lever at the bottom, and if I push it, you can actually see how nice that spring action is there now as well. If you look in front here as well, nice and tidy, all nice and tight on top here. Everything is neat. This joint actually makes a lot of difference when you add one of these. Even if you just change this joint, your gear lever improves quite a bit. So you can see now, nice and tight, everything is nicely in its place again. Should be good for a couple of years again.